And welcome back live now to the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and those words of Ian Maurice echoing in our minds tonight, with Queensland right here with a chance to wrap up the series. Right here tonight, they can put it away and defeat the New South Wales Blues. The betting operators in the centre don't agree. They've got the Queenslanders quoted at 3-1 against and 6-1 on this side, the Blues. As we take you back inside the dressing rooms, players milling around, nervously waiting to go onto the Melbourne Cricket Ground. For many of them, their first visit here to this great arena, where a crowd of, and it's very hard for us to estimate, being Sydney-based, a crowd of probably 45,000, I would say, here on hand at the headquarters of the Southern Game in Victoria. The Blues are going out now, and this is the moment they've been waiting for. They've been waiting since about a fortnight ago, when they weren't humbled, but they were beaten, and beaten 2-0 by Queensland in State of Origin 1. This is the 44th meeting of New South Wales and Queensland. They started all of this. The battle started back in 1980. As young Brad Fittler takes the Blues out. Crowd now. They've been waiting, they've been entertained, but this is the entertainment they've been waiting for. The Blues ran onto the hallowed turf of the Melbourne Cricket Ground last year. They were greeted by a much bigger crowd, and they came away victorious 14-0. Out they go, the Maroons. Billy Moore echoing the words, Queenslander. Just remember who you are, where you come from. Queenslander, they're the words that Billy Moore screamed at them as they came out the tunnel in Sydney. The Queenslanders are out there. The stage is almost set. Dean Pay in the run-on side. What a fortnight it's been for him. David Barnhill. Late changes by Phil Gould. Expectations of high drama in the first scrum. They're talking that the first scrum could be a blow-up.
Phil Gould there, the coach of New South Wales, hoping that the previous two games will be continued on here by New South Wales. We've had two matches of State of Origin, and the Blues have been successful on both occasions. But history does favour Queensland for the series. We've had 13 series since 1982, best of threes. And on 10 occasions, the team that has won the first game has gone on to win the series. Queensland in a pretty good position. They won't mind going to Suncorp Stadium in a couple of weeks' time with the series already in their keeping.
There's the high shot that we'll show you during the match to pinpoint where they're at. The Australian Youth Choir, with the national anthem of Australia.
Would you please be outstanding for the national anthem to be performed tonight by the Victorian Youth Choir?
Beautifully performed. 300 youngsters. The Australian Youth Choir. Great rendition of the anthem, setting the stage finally for the start of State of Origin 2. Second visit to the Melbourne Cricket Ground, third visit to Melbourne. In 1990 they played Origin 2 at Olympic Park, and again it was the Blues, 12-6 over the Maroons. In fact, New South Wales' record when they've taken the matches away from the traditional centres of Sydney and Brisbane, it's been a clean sweep for the Blues. Will they keep that tradition in order tonight? Eddie Ward does his fourth Origin match here. Queensland will start it. Time on. The Maroons start. The question is, who will finish it? The Blues with their captain come back. Now Florimo. Kangaroo tour. Behind him in 1994. Gould opting to go with the experience of Pay and Florimo. Heavy hit on Harrigan. New South Wales, first use of the football, fourth tackle. Terry Hill is put away now. Approaching the halfway line, not a bad set at 6 for the opening set. Fittler takes it ahead, his second handle. No markers for Queensland, they dropped off very badly. Johns puts the kick in. Not his best, the bounce is okay for Robbie O'Davis, his Knights teammate, and a penalty goes to Queensland. That's against the New South Welshman inside the 10 in front of the kicker.
And that takes some pressure off for Queensland. I've got to say that's the first time in State of Origin that I've seen the team receiving the ball from the kickoff go through to the 6th tackle before kicking. Well taken by O'Davis. And a whole heap of New South Wales jerseys offside there.
Gavin Allen, halfway line. Now, Tony Hearn hit Harrigan threw everything at him. Larson now, hero from Sydney. Absolute workhorse. Lamb on and away for more. More buckles under the tackle. 3 of them in there. Mackay was one, Fittler another. And Dean Pay topped it off. They go to the left of the ground, away from Lamb and into the hands of Smith. He keeps it low and looks for the line, and John Hopewadi, he had an awful job on his hands, the young Manly winger making his debut.
Here's a tough bounce for Hopewadi. The big question has been who's going to do the kicking for Queensland. Smith there doing the job. The ball bounces on the line. The linesman spotted it just before Hopewadi picked it up.
Good tactic early in the game to put a kick through, just to take a little bit of sting out of the opposition defence. Here's the first scrum that we were talking about. Yeah, Sidaris is throwing the first one, and we'll have plenty involved in just a moment.
Well, they've come from everywhere like it was almost a rehearsal. Brawls have broken out. Hopewadi, he might be in his first Origin match, but Barnhill's involved. Well, we've seen plenty of this in Origin. This is one of the best. Have a look at them throw them. Barnhill's let 3 go. He still hasn't found the mark.
What about the Manly teammates, Hopewadi and Moore? Reminds a bit of Beetson and Cronin back in the first ever one.
Well, this has been the best thing. Barnhill and Billy Moore, they have thrown plenty. And I think in both camps' minds, they wanted to try and show some dominance in the first scrum. As Ray pointed out, it was almost rehearsed to the extent, well, okay, I dare you to throw one, and if you do, I'm ready to throw them back. Sidaris, he was the man that threw the first one. So if the touch judge was close enough, we should see a Queensland penalty here.
I thought for a moment Eddie Ward was sending players off. What he was doing was sending trainers off. Get off and get out of it, he was screaming at them.
They weren't throwing them, were they?
I beg your pardon.
They weren't throwing them, were they?
They weren't at fault. Well, Eddie Ward has got himself one hell of a job out there tonight. Anybody want Eddie's job?
Well, I wonder why the trainers can't be there. If some of the players are injured from that brawl, they need treatment.
Yeah, I think you'll find Robbie O'Davis got cut. So too maybe Tony Hearn as well. So a couple of them did land. Trevor Gilmeister and Brad Fittler, the respective captains, being spoken to.
Well, the Pipeline finally got it right. We were told by the Pipeline that this would be on in the first scrum of State of Origin 1. They got it wrong by about 16 days. Have a look at it on replay. Danny Moore said, "Excuse me, Matt Singh, I'll take over here." So they both go for John Hopewadi, the young Tongan. He didn't miss a beat though.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he showed better form than Matty Singh.
What about the fly on Hopewadi's back in the form of Singh?
Florimo told to get away. He just wants the captains at the moment. The halfbacks, they didn't miss each other. Wishart was giving Andrew Johns every available assistance.
The referee's told the captains to settle the players down. It's a general warning. And really what you're seeing there now is a build-up of what has happened over the last week and a half. The worst thing about State of Origin is waiting for the game to come around. The pressures build up. There's got to be an outlet. Generally, it's in heavy defence in the first 5 or 10 minutes. This time it's got more aggressive. And Steve Roach, how did it look from the sideline?
Well, the thing that's amazed me most, I mean, it was a good little Barney there. The thing that amazes me most, the clock hasn't been stopped. I mean, this has been held up for 5 minutes.
Well, that doesn't really disadvantage one or the other, I suppose.
I told you to be a Queensland penalty. It's gone straight to New South Wales.
You're a good judge.
And I still say that Jim Sadara's through the first one.
Florimo in more trouble.
Interesting to see from New South Wales who takes this first carry up from the tap kick as well.
So the Blues now, they get the penalty, and the tap is to be taken by Sidaris. Harrigan says, "I'll take it. Give me some cover from the rear." 3 or 4 metres into Queensland's territory, we go back to football. Barnhill. Pretty obvious now why Barnhill and Dean Pay are included in the run-on side. Yes, beautiful ball, but just forward, says Eddie Ward. He's not frightened to call it from a bad angle.
The cutout pass here from Andrew Johns. Turning quickly, Brad Fittler, and just in front of the man was Paul McGregor, so a good decision. As Steve Roach pointed out in his pre-match talk, New South Wales will look to go wide as often as possible. We saw Andrew Johns looking to get the football there as quickly as.
This is Jason Smith now, in the unfamiliar number 6 jumper. Larson goes across for his North Sydney teammate Billy Moore, who's put away on the 40-metre line. O'Davis is the dummy half. Gilmeister picked off and driven in a great tackle by Florimo. Larson now, right on the halfway line. Harrigan working overtime in defence. Now Gavin Allen driven down by 3 of the Blues jumpers. Dummy half, Bartram gets his kick in, down to Hopewadi. And that time it really made the decision easy for John.
Well, they're making it tough on Hopewadi. A good kick from Bartram. Stepped inside the 2 markers that were chasing out, bouncing over Hopewadi's head.
So all the play has gone to Hopewadi's wing, testing the young man in his first Origin. On the other flank, of course, is Rod Wishart. As Terry Hill brings it away. 15 out from the New South Wales line, no score. And the penalty goes to the Blues against the markers.
It's Jason Smith pushing Terry Hill back down in the tackle. Smith very strong, grabbing hold of Terry Hill, but there, that little action there has cost his side. And a very, very good kick for touch from New South Wales takes play 40 metres out from the Queensland line.
So they come away from the Great Southern Stand side of the ground, and they're in the hands of Fittler now. And Fittler got a pass back inside for Brad Mackay. Mackay just inside the 40-metre line, centre of the ground, Florimo. Florimo takes the third tackle inside the 30-metre line. Back and away from Fittler and across for Johns and then for Hill. And Hill grasped out wide, a little bit of a dust-up between Brasher and Bartram. As the Blues come back now into the centre of the ground, they're just inside the 20-metre line. Sidaris, Johns, he dummies inside, comes out for Fittler, and then a short pass. It's gone to ground, and Queensland are with it. On their own 20-metre line then. Played by the 5'8" Smith, who gets up, holding his head, and then Brett Dallas, a good run out.
A good run, but some heavy defence as Robbie O'Davis gets taken high, getting out of dummy half. Going to be a big night for Queensland in the centres. Danny Moore and Mark Coyne are going to be the key defenders, because New South Wales really are looking to play two passes wide and get players involved on the fringe of the ruck.
Gavin Allen put away again by Mackay and Harrigan. Harrigan making his 6th tackle in the game. 10 and a half minutes gone. As again they go over to Hopewadi's wing, and he's put down just outside his own 30-metre line. From Hill it comes away, and Brasher comes in to take his first run of the night. Sidaris off the feet, no knock on. Florimo coming up to the 11th minute.
Jason Smith will again be spoken to here. A high tackle on Greg Florimo, a careless one. No great intent involved, but he did hit him high, and it will be another penalty for New South Wales. Probably just outside kicking distance. There it is, up around the ear. They don't kick for touch, not kick for goal, I'm sorry. They'll find touch again deep in the Maroons' territory.
Second Origin match for Jason Smith. His entry into the game, of course, last year, memorable, I suppose, on the barometer of big hits. One that Jason has little memory of. Taken out by Ian Roberts. And so now New South Wales gets another chance, enjoying the penalty count 3-1. Sidaris and Harrigan driven back. Plenty of pepper in that tackle from the Maroons. Florimo offered his services as a decoy. Mackay is put away, and that is the 10-metre line as they go to the right of the ground and come back to the left. And here's Fittler. Fittler 7 metres out. Dummy half Harrigan, through to Florimo, onto McGregor, back to Florimo, now for Johns, and across for Mackay, and put down by Dean Pay.
Well, New South Wales have been in attacking positions 3 times now, and 3 times some ordinary passes have brought them unstuck. An offside penalty for the Maroons there. They're just not finishing off those plays. They've had Queensland, well, almost on the ropes.
The scrambling of Queensland defence has been outstanding to start this game. The involvement of Brad Fittler, very pronounced. Need to get involved as much as possible as we see the first blood bit in the game. Plenty of claret coming out of the head of Gavin Allen, who has been extremely strong in the middle of the ruck with Tony Hearn. They've had plenty to do.
33 tackles in total for the Queenslanders, 26 for New South Wales. An indication that the Blues have had more football, and a lot of that football given to them by the referee's penalties, as Mark Hone comes out at the 12.5 minute. No score.
Hone was one of the more influential players in the first game. The workload that Allen and Hearn had to carry early in the match, they needed somebody to come on and continue it on, and that man right there did it with ease.
Wayne Bartram takes the kick for line, playing his second Origin match. The man that kicked the 2-pointer in Sydney to give Queensland victory. Tony Hearn. Barging run carries him up to the 40-metre line, and they come away for Adrian Lamb now to use Mark Hone. No gain in ground, but play has been centralised. Gilmeister, their captain. Bartram now has the choice. He goes to the left through Lamb, and the run around is on with the 5/8, and then Jason Smith's pass back for Lamb. Florimo was waiting. He came up out of the line, And now Jason Smith goes ahead. He's handling the job well. He's got a knock-on out of it. They'll get a try out of it, will they? Yes, they will. Mark Coyne, he can sniff out a try, and he's done it again. The Queenslanders, they get first points.
Well, Tim Brasher has made the mistake. Beautiful little kick from Jason Smith. I just wondered whether Smith got a hand to it after Brasher has made the fumble. There's the little one over the top, a very ordinary bounce. And was there a hand in there from Jason Smith propelling the ball forward? Mark Coyne, he scored the try, he doesn't care.
I get the impression looking at it, it comes off the arm, and if that's the case, it is a knock-on. Watch it.
Well, the elbow there of Jason Smith. Mark Coyne backing up. He doesn't care. Eddie Ward's played on.
Here it is again.
It's come off his elbow for sure.
The ball propelled off the hands or arms, and that is a knock-on. But, as Gary Belcher points out, Eddie Ward doesn't care. Neither does Mark Coyne, and neither does Queensland. They're all screaming out, look at the scoreboard.
And another one of those amazing instances in rugby league where all the pressure early on was with New South Wales. And all of a sudden, as soon as the opposition, in this case Queensland, down the other end of the paddock, they're the ones that put on the first points.
So Bartram from right in front. An opening sector that was great for the Blues, but 6-0 on the scoreboard in favour of the Maroons. 14th minute. Brad Mackay to restart. It makes this contest even more interesting. Larson brings it back. And welcome back to that scoreline. 6-0 in favour of the Queenslanders. A try scored by Mark Coyne. Replay suggesting that there was a knock-on there. But I'm certainly not going to back away from a comment I made as the try approached. Jason Smith is handling his job very, very adequately. Hearn, and a penalty again against New South Wales. Inside the 10, 45 metres out from their own line. It's against Brad Mackay.
Well, that 6-0 scoreline to Queensland is good news for the fans. We saw last year the Blues shut the game down. They got an early lead here. They were down 1-0 in the series. But now, well, they have to go out and try to open the game up. Get themselves back on the scoreboard. You can expect some real open footy next time they get the ball.
Penalties have levelled themselves up now as Mark Hone takes it up, and Brad Mackay and Paul Harrigan. They've combined many times in defence. They do it again. They come away for Hearn. A shoulder charge went wrong, and Dean Pay goes in to correct that.
And Hearn was still able to stay on his feet. 3 New South Wales defenders there. That really helps the play. Well, it doesn't because Billy Moore has come up with the mistake, but you've got to put the men on the deck, especially with numbers. Tim Brasher, great break up the middle, beats 3 and 4 defenders.
Tim Brasher will be inspired to play well now. That mistake allowed the try. As Fittler spreads it, Wishart runs it. He's just inside the 40-metre line, Rod. McGregor, Fittler, cross now, long pass. Good hands, Harrigan. That's not easy when you're a big man. And Harrigan takes a pummeling, and he's not well, but a Queenslander will be called out. Billy Moore and David Barnhill, they want to go on with it again.
Tony Hearn was the man. Harrigan had a couple of defenders in front of him. Picked the ball up off his toes. He did well, Harrigan. Hearn's jumped up. Well, not much of an effort to go low there. He swung around the back of Harrigan's head.
It was almost a tired shot from Tony Hearn, wasn't it? Saw him coming back his way. Harrigan did a great job to catch the ball because it wasn't really intended to him. On the pass. Fittler, Andrew Johns takes the quick kick for touch.
Surprises me. I thought they would have taken the shot at goal. 35 out, right in front. Is it a show that they're confident of breaching the Queensland defence? From 15 metres out, Florimo has been one of the main players. They go to the right and then back to the left. Another play, the same as the last time. They're inside the 20-metre zone. That time Dean Pay knocked on. This time he doesn't. Brasher is with it. Sidaris now on for Florimo. Fittler lurking, waiting for it. Florimo gets it on for Johns. Andrew loses his footing, does well. Harrigan gets it on. And now away through Sidaris. There's a chance on Brasher. He throws the pass. The line was open, but it's gone over the sideline.
There was no need for the cutout pass either after some mercurial work on the inside from Andrew Johns and Dean Pay. See here, keeping the ball alive. Great ball, this one from Pay. Now, Brasher, all he had to do was draw that man and give the short pass to McGregor, and a hole had been opened up. Danny Moore would almost have been committed to the inside man.
I don't think Danny Moore could have stopped Paul McGregor from there anyway. So, Queensland again off the hook. We've watched now something like 100 minutes of State of Origin this year. One try, and New South Wales have been over the line, or nearly over the line, on 5 occasions. They just can't score tries.
Well, the story of this game so far, 5 handling errors. Nearly all of them have been up in the Queensland 30-metre zone. You can't score tries if you make mistakes like that. Only one from the Queenslanders. Their ball security has been very good so far.
This is Wayne Bartram, put away by McGregor and Fittler. The last tackle coming as Dallas looks for his playmaker, looks for his kicker. Land got the kick in. The defence man had already launched himself. There's no recall by the referee. Brasher comes back, and he is able to get away from Dallas and throw a pass out the back for Wishart. Wishart's outside the 30, Wishart's outside the 40, and put away by Jason Smith. So played quickly by Wishart. He would have liked to have played it quicker, I'm sure. And now Florimo loses it. Danny Moore gets it over. And this is Matt Singh on the left wing. That's the 30-metre line. As Moore goes from dummy half on for Smith and across for Moore. And Billy Moore's taken high. Here's another penalty. And they'll probably take the kick here, the Queenslanders. It's Dean Pay.
Yes, Dean Pay again guilty of going high here. New South Wales, they've got to change tactics. They've got to start looking to hit the ball up the middle of the ruck and just get some ball control. Again, all the high shots tonight have been more clumsy than intentional. No doubt here that Maroons should be kicking for goal to put 8 points clear, and that would be a big lead. The amount of possession that has gone against them, and the field position also.
Bartram is going to kick for penalty goal. An 8-0 lead here on this ground, in itself a great leveller in any contest. But 8-0 at the end of 22 minutes. This was Wishart's break from down inside the 20-metre line.
It was confident play again, wasn't it? The little flick pass from Tim Brasher, and Wishart, acceleration through 2 forwards. Gives a nice don't argue here to Adrian Lamb, straight over the top of him. Jason Smith came in to put him down. And unfortunately for New South Wales, in the ensuing play, a mistake was made, and Danny Moore and Matt Singh found metres on the far side of the field.
Well, there's Bartram. 30 metres almost out, and that's his angle. It's only a slight angle that he's on. You could say he's almost in front. Great shot, that one, from the cameras mounted on top of the MCG, on one of the light towers, in fact. Magnificent spectacle. Crowd might have got to 50,000. Bartram now looking for 8-0 online, and there. 8-0, the Queenslanders, the Sunshiners. Look at Belcher's face.
Well, not a dissimilar kick to the one that won the game for Queensland in State of Origin #1. And perhaps that could be just as important to the end result.
As I said, the two important things now for New South Wales. Firstly, they've got to get some ball control, and even if that means just some one-out stuff in the middle of the ruck, so be it. The second thing is they've got to play as though the scoreline is 0-0. They can't play catch-up football even this far out from the final whistle. Good strong
Home
tackle.
driven back by concentrated defence from Mackay, an assist from Sidaris, sideline.
Oh, Chief really in trouble there.
It's been let to go. Let's take a sideline comment from Blocker.
Yeah, well, New South Wales are falling into the trap of playing their big play on the third ruck. They'd be better off, as Peter said, just to take a settler for 6, just to settle down that little bit.
So now Jason Smith. This kick not among his best, although his kicking has been good to this point in time. Hopewadi, he's going nowhere. Seeing and Moore wrap him up.
Tell you what, for a player that's made a mistake that led to the try, Tim Brasher is playing confident at the back. We've already seen a little flick out to Wishart. That long ball out to Hopewadi. No lack of confidence there. He wants to make up for that error.
I don't think Brasher knows how to play any other way, tell you the truth, Gary. 40 metres out now. The Blues go ahead through Dean Pay.
Some movement on the bench. Steve Menzies looks as though he's coming into the game shortly. Does so now for Brad Mackay. So the first interchange being made with McGregor going centre field, looking to link up. Can't do so. Oh, he's thrown the silly pass, and it's play on to Queensland.
Well, there's that catch-up footy you were talking about, Sterlo. Trying to find something that's just out of nothing. It wasn't on at all. McGregor was wrapped up.
The timepiece says there's no need for it. 25 minutes gone. And here's Mark Coyne, the try scorer.
Well, you can't manufacture the big play. It will present itself. It just happens. You can't try and make something out of nothing, and that's what New South Wales have done in this first half.
This is Larson. 5 metres into the Blues half as they go for the kick. Lamb down into the hands of Hopewadi. That's off his hand, but it's okay. It went backwards. Now Brasher. Brasher put away by Mark Hone and 2 others. Billy Moore and Trevor Gilmeister. Hill goes for a run on the blind side. 8-0. 1 try, 2 goals. The Maroons in front. Florimo now. Sidaris. Harrigan. Big sign over on the Great Southern fence. You Chief, us Indians. Dean Pay. Makes you Sitting Bull, Sterling.
You've got 2 dogs.
Fittler, charge down, comes back down. For Brasher to make a circling run. Moore takes him with Singh. 30 metres out. Oh, that's not a play. The ball.
Well, he has played it, and Hopewadi hasn't realised. He's a dummy half, still wondering what's going on as Tony Hearn spins. Taken by Terry Hill.
What is that?
Well, for Phil Gould, it's another Blues error, and they just keep coming up with them. They're handing the ball back to the Queenslanders. 8 now for the Blues. Hopewadi's had a look. It's hit him in the foot, and he didn't know about it. Matt Singh, he's happy to clean it up.
Gus isn't happy. See the reflection of Gus's head coming off Bob Saunders' head. He's glowing. They're a worried bench, management and coach. Menzies is on. Scorer of 16 tries in the Winfield Cup last year. I think he's got 8 up this year. Will he score his first Origin try? He scored a heap of them on the Kangaroo Tour. Now, the Maroons. Can they capitalise on this penalty? Mark Hone put away by Dean Pay and also by Brad Fittler. And Bartram goes into dummy half to go to the left of the ground. And Smith combines with Lamb and then the run around and then Moore and now Singh. Fine couple of games, Matt Singh. Cook is on the sideline, Terry Cook to come on. Hearn comes off. So Terry Cook goes on. Gilmeister throws a loose pass. Billy Moore, he picked it up. He runs it to Barnhill. He tries to escape Menzies. He's put away. Can they score again? That's how close they are. Away from Lamb. On now for Cook. On it goes for Moore. Out now for Coyne. Coyne put away. 7 metres out. New South Wales in trouble. O'Davis for Lamb. They go across and high. Down it comes, and was it knocked on or backward?
Floromo's knocked it backwards, nearly lost control of it, was able to rectify the situation, and this penalty is a godsend for the Blues. They were on the ropes. We'll probably see a reshuffle for Queensland with Cook on. The cutout pass actually worked for Billy Moore. Came to his advantage with the bounce and nearly carried Menzies over the line.
Playing inspired football, Billy Moore. Might have been better if David Barnhill had left him alone. Don't stir him up next time. Just outside their own 20-metre line. Menzies flicks it out for Sidaris to go over. And Brad Fittler really sweating on him. That is Dean Pay. They're almost to the halfway line. Sidaris to the right of the ground. Out into the centres where Floromo is operating. Bartram around the legs, snuffs that out. Harrigan carries it on. And they try to put the big man down, 3 of them, and eventually they succeed. The last tackle, just looking, thinking that maybe Johns would go for the chip and chase. The fullback was fairly deep. They find the line.
Well, it ended up being a fairly good kick by Johns, but I thought the ball could have gone through the hands there. 2 men for Brett Dallas to mark if he'd thrown it out to his centre. Just have a look on the high shot here. Johns coming across field, the ball to the centre there. Brett Dallas is too deep for mine. Rod Wishart might have had a bit of room to move.
What's the story on Gavin Allen, Blocker? He's been gone for a while.
Yes, I just asked him how many stitches he got in. He said a fair few, and he will be back.
That's how they talk, don't they, front rowers? Just a fair few.
Well, they can talk.
They can't count. Queensland winning the scrum. They're just inside their own 30-metre line. And there's Gavin Allen getting some blood mopped away. Cook goes without it. Chance for the Blues. They can't accept it.
Well, we're going to have a New South Wales here penalised again. It'll be David Barnhill, who's come up with a high tackle on Terry Cook after Cook has made the mistake. Everything that could be going wrong for New South Wales is doing so. The pass back inside to Billy Moore, didn't find the mark. And the right hand shot there, you saw Barnhill getting involved with Cook, putting him on the deck.
And he's not a well man, Cook. The players were yelling out for the trainer to come across. Looks like just got the wind knocked out of him. Gavin Allen getting ready to come back on.
Mark Honer's going to come off. And Gavin Allen goes back in. The battle continues. Here's the high shot on that high camera. There. Barnhill hung out an arm. He's okay, Terry Cook. Encouragement from Jason Smith. And so Queensland now, they take it down to the New South Wales 30-metre line. And Allen was hit by Harrigan. He left nothing behind Harrigan. Bartram. And they go into battle behind the play. Allen and Harrigan, the 2 heavyweights, packing plenty of punches.
Yeah, we'll see someone in the bin here. He's got to take some action, the referee, Eddie Ward, and get some control out there. Some frustration starting to sneak in this New South Wales side. And Queensland, they won't back away from anything. They look at the scoreboard and they look at the series situation. Travelling.
Little niggle in the tackle there from the Chief, and Gavin Allen's responded. More blood for Big Jet. He's in the bin. I think he's got the same cut.
Gavin would have been heading for the blood bin anyway, but he's in the sin bin, and I think the Chief might be going with him. He is.
Now, it'll be interesting to see which way this penalty goes, because New South Wales cannot afford to have any more points scored against them. It goes towards Queensland's favour. No, in fact, New South Wales get the penalty here, so we've got 12 on 12, and Fittler laying down the law to his troops. Not far out from half-time, and a key 8 minutes coming up.
So much for the stitch-up job on Gavin Allen's head. Get that person to take the hem up on these trousers.
And the Maroons inside the 10 there. Quick restart from Jim Sedaris. Can't find any support, but does so through Fittler, who throws the dummy.
Fittler weaving. Barnhill tries to straighten it up. This is where they've got to settle it down and wait for it to happen. Florimo. They've looked dangerous, haven't they? But it's around about here that the mistake happened. On they go for Johns to give. Fittler holds it back. Payne. Desperate tackle by Bartram. Hill calls for a penalty. They take it quickly. Payne. 8 metres out from the line. Close to half-time. Fittler gives it on. Johns is out wide. Spirals out of the tackle, but then put away. Billy Moore over the top. That's the 20-metre line. Behind Sedaris. Now it's away for Dean Pay again. And they drive him back into the ground, Jason Smith. Sedaris, Johns, Barnhill crosses that line again. Every time they come inside it, the Maroons force them back. 34 minutes gone, 8-0, Queensland in front. Johns, Fittler, cuts out Florimo, finds McGregor, flick pass, picked up by Fittler. He was going to pass, but Wishart was in front of him. Brasher, he's waving in the background, let's go to the air. It goes across, wide, picked up on the half volley by Menzies, given on for Dean Pay. He's playing very wide, Terry Hill is tackled. 5 gone, 5 metres out, Sedaris across, Johns, he goes to the air, but it's a shocker. It's coming down in the same place. It's been batted back off the hands of one New South Welshman. Then Wishart, he knocks on, it breaks down again.
Well, needed to run the football, I think, Andrew Johns. What can you say about this Queensland defence? It is just repelling everything that is being thrown at it.
Well, they dug deep again, Queensland, and Terry Cook it was who came up with a great try saver, about a metre from his line on the 4th tackle. And scrambling from everywhere. The Blues, to me, seem to go a little bit too wide too early. I think the only holes I can see are the ones up the middle of the ruck, and on the edge of the ruck. Queensland seem to have them covered out wide.
Long pass away. Matt Singh trying to make something out of nothing. Now they make the mistake, and Hopewadi is with it and goes back inside the 40-metre line. Florimo. Doesn't seem to be any hint of lack of confidence with the young players. They're prepared to try anything. As Fittler goes across for his halfback. Johns. 20-metre line. Menzies a dummy half. And now Fittler. Then it goes for Sedaris. That's the 10-metre line. They've lost it again. O'Davis comes away. Tackled on the 20-metre line. 8-0. 36 minutes gone now. Billy Moore. Rodwell has gone on at fullback.
Yes, he's out there with Hopewadi being replaced. Timmy Brasher has gone out onto the wing. Phil Gould looking for the right recipe out there. Some easy ground out of dummy half is found by Wayne Bartram. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Queensland, if they could extend their lead, could just about wrap this game up.
Forwards working at close quarters, shoulder to shoulder, short passing, and Terry Cook plays it on 5. Larson gives it on. Jason Smith puts the boot in. Straight down to Rodwell. And, I thought for a moment he's lost this completely. Fullback doesn't worry Brett Rodwell. We didn't do the game, but I think he scored 4 tries against the Aucklanders at Steelers Stadium, where we'll be on Friday night. Well, that's a better catch than Fat Man's. Oh, Florimo's had his head sat back. A corker of a tackle from Jason Smith, and then they can't convert it.
Jason Smith has been hurt in the tackle. Billy Moore's come out a little bit dusty as well, but he says to the bench, no, I'm okay. Smith up around the mouth area. A very, very solid hit on Florimo, down low from Larson, and Jason Smith just copping one up around the head, up high.
Fittler probing, looking to put somebody in space. Terry Hill this time. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Fittler comes across the ground for Johns. They come further for Florimo. Now McGregor. McGregor steps. He scored a try here last year. Sedaris is with it. He gets it away over the top. Fittler kicks. then he's put away. Was he taken out late? Watch Eddie Ward. Yes, he's giving the penalty where the ball landed.
I think New South Wales have got to take the kick for goal here. They've got to get something on the scoreboard. They've got to settle things down.
Well, time out. He sent Robbie O'Davis after the footy. He kicked it away after the penalty was given. What he has done is given his Queensland team a bit of a rest here. Fittler the tip. He's taken out, and he is still the key for New South Wales. Looking dangerous. He's the danger man as far as Queensland are concerned.
Rod Wishart has made his way in from the wing, so they are kicking for goal.
I can't quite understand that mentality. They had a kick from right in front, 35 out earlier. That's within distance for Wishart. Now they've reverted to what I thought would have been the natural decision much earlier on.
Well, I think the fact that we are only 2 minutes out from the half-time break has been the deciding factor. It will, of course, put them within a converted try. And on their first half performance, they might go in reasonably pleased that they are only 6 behind if Wishart is successful with this penalty.
A pressure kick awaiting Rod Wishart. Rod his ratio is 80% in Winfield Cup, and this one is immaculate. Oh, that's a beauty. Straight between the posts. 8 points to 2. The Blues are on the board. Coach goes to the sheds to wait for them. Wishart has got them on the board.
Good strike from Rod Wishart. There was some conjecture that Andrew Johns may have taken over the goal-kicking duties for this game. The confidence booster for the Kangaroo winger as Queensland take all the time in the world to come back. In fact, Eddie Ward has signalled time off. They don't want any more football in this first 40 minutes. They'll be happy with their lead. They'll get Paul Vaughton to give them a talk, give them a few pointers, and then come out and try and win the series.
So Davis starts us again in a session that is only a matter of seconds. New South Wales will hardly get through this set of 6. Dean Pay has been playing very wide. I don't know that that has been to the advantage of the Blues. Almost 40 minutes gone. McGregor. Very big load in front of McGregor, Wishart, Rodwell. They come out on Friday night against Canberra. Here's Fittler making a good run. Menzies is there and he's put away. 35 out from the line, the last tackle. Fittler goes across for Dean Pay. Johns is with him. He puts the little kick ahead and it's been cleaned up by Robbie O'Davis. Certainly Johnny on the spot as Eddie Ward rules half-time. Harrigan is supposedly in the sin bin. So too is Gavin Allen. With 8 points to 2, a controversial try scored by Queensland's Mark Coyne. Replay suggests there was a knock-on. It was great lead-up work by Jason Smith. And of course Wayne Bartram has added the other 4 points with 2 goals. New South Wales just getting on the board. Are we watching one of the great sporting shocks? Nobody gave them a hope other than the 13 plus P. Vaughton and the 4 men on the bench and Tosser. Gotta throw him in. They lead 1-0 and they lead at half-time 8-2. Will Queensland shut it down here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground? I truly hope you're enjoying State of Origin 2 from one of the great sporting venues in the world, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. We're coming to you live as the Queenslanders go back out. Leading 8-2. I'm just looking for the face of Billy Moore. Just wondering if that chant of his will be ringing loud in his teammates' ears. Gilmeister takes them out there. 8 points to 2. It's to be argued that New South Wales could not have had probably a worse first half than they did. Steve Roach has been in the Blues dressing room. What can you report?
Well, Phil Gill was telling his team not to panic. He said it looked to him like they haven't scored a try in this series yet. It looked like they were just panicking that little bit. He said if they hang on and they score one, the floodgates will open and they'll score 4 or 5. He said he wants to see his wingers give his fullback a little bit more of a hand, leaving him stranded a bit. He said they've been their own worst enemies in the first half, forced passes and penalties. He said the only way the Maroons can get out of trouble is running from dummy half. He's very confident.
Menzies is still on. Didn't start the game. He came into the match about 15 minutes from half-time. Queensland coach returning to his seat. Start of the second half, Gary Belcher. What was happening down in the room with the fat man?
Well, Fatty praised the efforts of his side with their defence, but no doubt he's wary of New South Wales and tells them that they have to keep that defensive effort up. Scrambling has been great. Forget about the fighting, he said. That's all over with. That shouldn't happen in the second half. They have to hit the advantage line better when they've got the football before they try to throw it out wide. But he does think there can be some breaks made out wide in the New South Wales defensive line.
Was it a confident air?
Well, I think confident but certainly concerned. They know the Blues were ordinary in the first half, and they're going to have to play extremely well to hold them out for the next 40 minutes.
Well, here's some good fortune smiling on the Blues now as Dean Pay is hammered in the defence. But they are 35 metres away from the Queensland line. They came up with possession, 35 out, and here they are now on the second tackle. Andrew Johns tries to bump away from Gilmeister. Eventually he succumbs to the defence, and they actually lost ground. Florimo away from 2 and now wrestled down in the third attempt. Just beyond the 30-metre line. Across for Fittler. Fittler then holding it back for Menzies. Menzies gets it away. McGregor is tackled. 7 metres out from the line. Sedaris, he spins it on for Fittler. Fittler on for Johns. Johns away. Florimo puts it down. And Jason Smith is with it.
Oh, deja vu there for New South Wales with Florimo coming up with the mistake, but it was more conventional work from New South Wales. We saw Dean Pay take first pass. The forwards have got to get back in the middle of the ruck. Steve Menzies the exception to that. Get him out wide as the sin bin players come back on. Gavin Allen and Paul Harrigan. Really, the back line has to be a back line sometimes with Menzies there, and the forwards in the middle of the ruck to set the platform.
Dallas plays it then as Queensland try to ruck it away from their own line. Gary Larson, straight and hard, takes it out to the 20-metre line, but 5 tackles are gone. The kick now for Jason Smith. Comes down and bounces towards Brasher, who crosses the halfway line. I got the impression Brasher was trying to fish out a penalty there. Those players forming the ring around him, he was of the opinion they were inside the 10. Maybe you thought Tim Brasher had lost his marbles for a moment, but he certainly hadn't. Barnhill wrapped up, put away. 43 minutes of the match gone. The Blues with Harrigan back on.
Gary Larson still down, hurt after that tackle on Barnhill, so a short defensive line from the Maroons, and Fittler gets involved.
Now Florimo, quick hands for McGregor, back for Florimo. Florimo gets it back, it's with Sedaris, now it's McGregor, touched, and that'll be 6 more if the Blues come up with it. They don't, it'll be a scrum though. They'll get the loose head and the feed, and that'll cause more concern for the Queenslanders.
What have they got to do to score? Everything but put the ball over the line there, the Blues. Adrian Lamb was the man at the end who came up with the knockdown. No, it wasn't, it was Bartram. Got himself in the way. Lamb cleans it up. As they're going close, the Blues.
Wishart comes away from the left wing and gets the feeling if they can put 6 tackles together, they'll score a try. Billy Moore in the background could be heard screaming Queenslanders as Menzies. Rodwell, it is. He's over the line. New South Wales have cracked it at last.
Yes, they had all the pressure on there. 3 minutes into the second half. Rodwell, the try scorer, has been hurt. Tremendous work from Brad Fittler. Going to the defensive line, popping up the good ball. Unfortunately, Rodwell looks like he's picked up a knee injury. The second man pass from dummy half, another one from Andrew Johns. Fittler going to the line, attracted Robbie O'Davis in. Brett Rodwell coming up from fullback, doing the job.
Well, that ball, that second man ball here that went out from Fittler to Rodwell. Although Davis is the man, he should have stayed out. Danny Moore had Fittler covered. O'Davis could have stayed out on Rodwell, and you see Rodwell there clutching at his left knee.
Yes, he was the key man, Robbie O'Davis, in defence. The cutout pass from dummy half from Sidaris, another one from Andrew Johns. As we freeze play there, this is the decision that needs to be made. Danny Moore's coming across, that's Robbie O'Davis. Does he go in or stay out? He goes in. That opened the hole up, and Rodwell accepted it gleefully. You get the ball down, no problem, downward pressure. And unfortunately, still plenty of concern. Rodwell still on the ground after scoring the 4-pointer for Queensland, for New South Wales, I'm sorry, and the Medivac. What a sorry sight that is to see coming onto the field.
John Hopewadi comes back on now, but plan for Rodwell to be inserted into the game at fullback, it paid off. But now they lose Brett Rodwell.
Oh yeah, gee. Oh, awful to see. See where the damage was done to the knee there. Very awkward.
Well, Matt Singh has gone to the blood bin. They bandage him up. Ben Ikin has gone on. And this conversion that is to be taken by Rod Wishart of Brett Rodwell's try from the sideline. Illawarra centre, New South Wales fullback out of the game. Wishart from the touchline. This will require a great kick, and it's way across the face. So it's 8 points to 6, Queensland after 44. Davis starts. Fittler, who's had a very busy game, along with this man, Florimo. To include Andrew Johns, they've probably had the ball in their hands more than the balance of the team put together. 8 points to 6 as we welcome you back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Queensland in front, Terry Hill with the ball. Bartram the tackle, Sidaris the dummy half. They go to the left. And Dean Pay chimes in, but Larson comes up out of the line and hammers him. Gavin Allen with the head bandaged and wearing the headgear now. Sidaris is 40 metres out from his own line. The kick has to come here. Fittler away for Johns. Queensland knew that they had to kick. They put some charge down pressure together. And now they come back off their own 20-metre line through Robbie O'Davis. For Brisbane East's way back. This is Ben Ikin. Mark Ho. Andrew Johns tried to take the much bigger Mark Ho. Oh, Dallas almost slicing his way through into open pasture. They go across now, looking out wide from Lamb. It's with Jason Smith. He's able to get the pass away. He's a beautiful ball player. Lamb supported. Harrigan puts him away. He loses the ball. It's a penalty. Penalty to Queensland. Right in front, 30 metres out.
Oh, they've done some silly things around the play the ball area in New South Wales. Paul Harrigan hanging on down low. There's another New South Wales player involved as Adrian Lamb trying to get to the field, and there's Harrigan's arm pushing the ball out. That's really silly play in front of your own posts when you've got a bit of momentum.
It's been a mixed bag for Paul Harrigan. Already been in the sin bin once. He has given a penalty that might come back to haunt him for a long time.
On top of that, Ray, it was late in the tackle count as well. It's a cardinal sin to give away a penalty, fourth or fifth tackle. after you've had to work so hard for the first couple.
There's no keener spectator than Paul Harrigan. He'll be willing this away, death riding it. Bartram, 2 from 2 from right in front. No problems. Flags up. Queensland flags up. 10-6. Go to the next chapter. In front of about 50,000, I'd say, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Johns it is who starts us again. Plenty of entertainment here. Absorbing stuff. Larson, 3-man tackle, including Harrigan and Barnhill.
The work of the back row from Queensland again has been monumental tonight. Gary Larson, 24 tackles, puts him 8 clear of Billy Moore. It's an incredible amount of work by these two men. And so many tackles. The crucial ones down on their own line where they put them together, 2 and 3.
Here he is again.
Much better yardage so far for Queensland in this set. They need a good kick here. 5th tackle coming up. The Blues are looking very good with the football so far in this half. Queensland need a driving kick here.
Bartram from dummy half. It's a favourable bounce for Brasher. Becker will probably take a run himself. No, he uses Hopperway.
I'm just going to say, Steve Roach, and I never thought I'd come to the MCG and hear such a vocal crowd at a rugby league game. Which way are they going? Yeah,
well, it's been sensational down here at the moment, just at the start of the second half. The big chance going for the Queenslanders, surprisingly enough. I hate to admit it too.
Fittler. Pass across for Barnhill, who tries to get his arms free, but Danny Moore's got new ideas. Mackay is about to come back into the game. As Sidaris goes across, creates an angle. They go back across for Terry Hill. Terry Hill, one of the big strike weapons for New South Wales. 38 metres out, 5 tackles gone, and they're looking for Johns. With Andrew, and he goes to the air with a better kick. The chase is not all that brilliant. Not an urgent chase. O'Davis comes back and Johns makes the tackle. Adrian Lamb, 1 test match for Papua New Guinea. Fairley and Mackay get ready to come on for the Blues. Allen. Bartram on for home. Home is met there by Dean Pay and Jim Sidaris. 10-6. Queensland. Cook. Sloppy played the ball. No worries, though, for O'Davis to get his kick in with plenty of comfort. And the scrum will restart us back on the New South Wales 20-metre line. They'll have the loose head and feed.
Good play, O'Davis. Certainly Queensland need a break. You see some Blues players there. They don't mind the chance to walk back to a scrum. The place has been hectic in this second half so far. Ben Ikin.
Look at the face on Ben Ikin. Would you talk about
just a lad?
Oh, he's only a baby, really. How did I get here?
Yeah, just how much is the experience of playing state origin at such a young age going to benefit his career? Going into pressure situations as an 18, 19-year-old, he's 23 or 24. A wonderful thing to be able to look back on.
McGregor. Flirting with the sideline. Hopewate. Talking of John Hopewate and Manly, of course. Sunday, Manly and Brisbane. Illawarra and Manly have got big assignments at the weekend. See them both on 9. As we go across the back now, second man play for Johns. He gets it back for Dean Pay to give. No, he held it back. Now Fittler kicks into the corner. The wingers coming down fast. The scrum will pack about 12 metres away from the Queensland line. They'll have the loose head and feet.
Again, I just wonder whether they should have run the football there on the last tackle. They got a good quick play the ball in. There were numbers to the left. If it starts to break down, plenty of people out there who can kick the football late.
What's the story on Rodwell, Steve Roach?
Yeah, bad luck for Brett Rodwell. Medial and cruciate ligament damage to his knee.
That's the season, isn't it?
It would be, yeah, right.
So Adrian Lamb works the scrum, and Brett Dallas, and now Queensland, they must make no mistakes. Inside their own 20-metre line, crucial that they take this set of 6 out without mistake. Harrigan underneath the legs of Larson. And you can see by the way they're playing, they're hell-bent on keeping it for the 6. Nothing flash, nothing fancy. And that is the 4th tackle. One more then, oh! Hone gave it for Larson. Well, suddenly they took leave of their senses. They got out of it. If that had been the Blues, now it's across the face and it's forward. So the Blues will come up with the turnover 30 metres out. Brasher. 20-metre line, just in front of him. That's where they are. Coming away from the southern stand side of the ground is Barnhill, to be met by 3 of them: Smith, Gilmeister and Hone.
Again, Stephen Menzies has positioned himself out in the back line as Andrew Johns throws the dummy. There he is coming involved, Menzies, and that could have hurt him as well.
And Larson mightn't have made the tackle, but his legs did. And Menzies plays it in the centre of the park. They go across the 20-metre line again. That ball was raked down, I think. McGregor's with it. 6 more tackles. That's the way he's ruled. Queensland referee Eddie Ward. Johns. They're not going anywhere. They're passing and running back into traffic. Sidaris, now Harrigan. He hits it up the centre, and that run ends on the 10-metre line. 10-6 in favour of Queensland, and Sidaris knocks on.
Well, a tough play, the ball there. Paul Harrigan pushing it back pretty quick. Sidaris, well, he had a couple of clutches at it, but certainly his hands came off the ball. That's a knock on.
Sidaris is lucky to be still there, looking at that cheek, a gash on the cheek. If Eddie Ward had have seen it, he would have blood-binned him. There's Danny Moore, who we thought was in awful trouble in Sydney. Plays it for Larson to improve it. Now they're on the 30-metre line. One of the Blues clutching at his head. Bartram. Almost to the halfway. It's been a good set for Queensland. Wide for Smith. He tries to unload. Able to hold it on. Coyne put away. 41 metres out from the New South Wales line. Here's the last. As they got the blind side with Robbie O'Davis, he kicks. Brasher was a fair way back. Oh, great save by Brasher. He had to really fly, Brasher. Hopewati. Sidaris. Florimo. Cross for Wishart. Taken by Moore. There's Maroons. Just incredible. The intensity of their efforts, both in Sydney and again tonight. And believe it or not, they were regarded as having lesser chance here than in Sydney.
Well, Ray, I don't think you'd rate them as the best attacking Maroon side you've seen, but gee, they're up there with the best in the defensive area. They're just throwing themselves all over the park, as we saw in Sydney a fortnight ago.
Dean Pay comes off. Dallas is tackled on the New South Wales 40-metre line. And Tony Hearn prepares to come back into the action. Robbie O'Davis.
Well, they know that every tackle they make, Queensland, and every minute that elapses is one closer to winning the series. So they've got plenty driving them at the moment. Marcone tackled in the centre of the ruck. I'd even be thinking field goal if they can't break through this New South Wales defence. Oh, good ball inside.
Smith forced to play it. The line is only 15 metres in front of them as Lamb kicks. They go to the air. The Blues go up and they come down with Brasher. That was a magnificent take.
Well, the Queensland chasers offside there, but it was a tremendous take from Tim Brasher. The chasers in front of Adrian Lamb. It we've got another blood bin coming as the little kick from Lamb.
Well, is he offside? He looked to me like he was about a metre or two behind him, Brett Dallas. He's quick. I think he was in front, though.
Gavin Allen, more blood bin. He'll need a transfusion shortly. Poor old Gavin. That wound just keeps reopening. What's the report on Billy Moore now, Steve?
Yeah, he's gone to hospital with a rib damage, so he's gone to hospital for x-rays.
Well, that explains something. It's Florimo. I thought he was running a decoy to the blind side to finish up with the football in his hands, and almost not in his hands. Play almost on the halfway line. The clock coming up to 58 minutes. Halfway line, Sidaris. Back and away for Johns to give on for Fittler. And now they go wide. They look for Terry Hill, but he's been well marked tonight. And a penalty goes to the Blues. That's against Jason Smith. He and Terry Hill, they have a disagreement. Eddie Ward jumps in the middle of them.
The Kangaroo teammates not seeing eye to eye there, but some momentum coming for New South Wales now. This is the third set of 6 they've been able to put together through 2 penalties. Smith just pushing Hill to the ground. Terry normally doesn't have much to say either.
So there's the field position, and the tap has been taken. They go across the ground through the hands of Johns, and Fittler's out wide. This is David Fairley. Fairley, 20-metre line played, and McGregor works on the short side for Barnhill. David Barnhill, one of the Queenslanders hurt in back play. Sidaris, oh, he's lost it. Well, Jimmy has had an unhappy night. His head goes down. Nothing going right for Sidaris.
Well, he looked to be he was bringing the ball back, looking for the inside pass to Hopewadi. Slipped straight out. And look at the concern on his face. He knows he's blown another opportunity for his New South Wales teammates.
Mark Coyne now heads off for the stitching. Ben Icon comes on. Icon.
He's not won yet.
Well, he might finish up as a rugby league icon.
Scores a winning try here. He will be one at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really pick that up. Chief television critic.
Lovely rugby. Queensland through Gary Larson again. He put his hand up on plenty of occasions.
59th minute, 10-6. Still the Queenslanders. They haven't won the series since 91. They can win it here. Coyne with a lot of blood around the left ear. As Hearn is flung into the ground by Harrigan. Hearn appealing to the referee as Bartram has to work on the short side again. They're just outside their 30-metre line as their captain makes a run of some value. The last now. Smith. This impromptu appearance at 5/8. It has served to Queensland well. Hopewadi. 3 tries against Canberra. McGregor. South Wales. Really thin in numbers.
Taking a long
Some
time.
of them are still getting back.
A long time to come back, Ray. Greatest sign of enthusiasm on a rugby league field is how quickly players get into position and how well they chase. Queensland on that last kick, they had a whole line down there. So
Sidaris was going to pass, then he ran a few metres before using Harrigan. 1 hour gone, 3/4 of the game. Fittler! Fittler steps out, goes over the shoulder of Johns. Queensland can't pick it up. 6 more, and this is Brasher. Underneath him is the halfway line.
yeah, good ruling there from Eddie Ward. The pass from Fittler went back over the shoulder of his New South Wales support player. Touched by Queensland, so another set of 6. They've had a lot of football.
Johns is almost through. He throws the desperate pass, and Danny Moore comes up with it for Queensland.
Well, on first tackle, Johns has gone for the flick. Now a penalty to Queensland. Hill has come from an offside position. He wasn't marking up square. Gee, that's a great play if it comes off here from Johns. When it doesn't, don't look too good. He's flicked it out the back. Sawhill coming straight into the hands of Danny Moore.
Brad Fittler's got to get his teammates together and just say, look, settle down. Don't lose the plot here. We're making too many mistakes still. Every time we get the football, let's work through our six and make the opposition work in defence.
Adam Muir has gone on. Harrigan has come off. Queensland with Hearn on the 40-metre line. New South Wales enter the paddock. 10-6 Queensland home. And there's Adam Muir with the Newcastle second row making the tackle. His first contribution. Smith. Look at him go to the 20-metre line.
Tremendous ball and all tackle there from Tim Brasher. Smith looking for a penalty. It hasn't worked. Queensland a line to the right.
Lamb sends Gilmeister back in. Queensland fritter away an opportunity. O'Davis for the corner, but it's been recalled. It went forward. The crowd went up. But Ward had long said forward.
Well, I don't know. I think at first he was going to let it play on, and the linesman gave him the little nudge. The fat man went up.
Sit down.
I wonder what he said there.
I think he said golly, Ray.
Wishart. 10-6 Queensland. It feels almost the same as it did in Sydney. People standing back, waiting for New South Wales to go on and win it. They didn't in Sydney, and it's increasingly looking like they mightn't here. This is Muir. 35 out from his own line. They cut out a running forward decoy fairly. It's gone through Johns, on with Menzies. He's into space! Menzies! Pulled down! Aiken! 30 metres out. Away from Wishart. On to John. Across now for Florimo, out in the centres. Fittler is out wide. The pass is forward to McGregor. It wasn't recalled. McGregor desperately gets it away for Hopewadi. Hopewadi tackled. The line is 2 metres away. Can they get it over? Sodaras for Fittler. Intercepted by Tony Hearn. Hearn tackled by Barnes.
Intercept by Tony Hearn.
Well, there's nothing they can't do, Queensland. They were dead and buried.
Was he onside?
Who cares?
Well,
I don't care.
let's have a look where he is.
He's only 2 metres offside.
Yeah,
Play on.
He was a couple, wasn't he?
Oh, no.
And what about Andrew Johns? He was in for all money.
Replay shows that he should have been penalised, and it should have been at least a kick right in front. As Lamb serves up a little pass for Matt Singh. McGregor working in defence with Muir. Just outside their 40-metre line, and that's where they kick. O'Davis, are they talking? I was thinking to myself, Brasher and Wishart. No communication. Brasher. Slamming tackle over the top from Jason Smith. Now, it's with Terry Hill. He goes running across the park, across the 30-metre line, and eventually gets it back, and it's McGregor, his centre partner, who's had a quite-ish game.
He's lost the ball, Paul McGregor. A chance here for the Maroons. Could that be the key error in the game? As
Gilmeister forced back by Fairley. There they are, centre of the ground, 22 metres away from the line. 22 metres away from maybe wrapping the series up.
Well, 4-point lead, Sterlo. What about the field goal?
Yeah, for sure.
There's Jason Smith with other ideas. Or was he laying the platform for the drop goal? Bartram's within 3 metres of the line. Here's the last. They go to the right. Smith grubbers. Brasher cleans up. And they'll give the football back to them.
Well, that's the next best option, the little one in. Jason Smith's been their best tonight. Was never any doubt about him handling State of Origin. A little kick in behind, found some space. Tim Brasher in good position. Most importantly, Queensland get the football back.
Less than 15 minutes to go now. Teven is on for the Queenslanders. The line dropout was good, but Queensland come back with Robbie O'Davis. 35 away from the New South Wales line. They launch another attacking raid. Larson is part of it. Florimo and Menzies making the tackle. A umpiring Gary Larson. Gilmeister. From Teven on to Lamb. Wide. Smith had the ball in his hands so many times tonight. Now Hearn to the 20-metre line, trying to stride free of the tackle. The clutches of Brad Fittler. Back now for Lamb. Looks for a kick. Passes to Gilmeister. It goes on now for Cook. They're gonna. Are they gonna get it over the line? Yes, they are. It's Adrian Lamb. Adrian Lamb scores, and they've gone mad, the Queenslanders. Look at them. The joy, the jubilation. They lead 14 points to 6.
Well, it's always a great time to attack. On the last tackle, Fatty, I reckon he's looking at the crowd to see if they're all chanting Queenslander as well. I think they are. And out wide, coming up out of the line, a couple of Blues defenders too quick. He's had a look up here, Cook. Decided to run himself, and that nice little ball inside to Lamb, unmarked. Second try for Queensland tonight and for the series. Well, that ball on from Gilmeister, nice work. Cook had a couple of looks, did well to stand in the tackle of Brasher. And Lamb stayed on the inside. He's happy, his coach is happy.
Yeah, Jim Sedaris threw things out immediately for New South Wales there. Went up too quickly, and that forced everybody to have to go in. As we freeze play there, look at the numbers. Everybody's had to come in this way because this man has come up so quickly. As play continues, we'll freeze it again. Right there, have a look at the gap between these New South Wales defenders. They haven't shown the urgency in getting across. This man is the only man on the inside. When the pass is thrown back to Lamb, nobody there apart from Adrian Lamb.
Can you freeze that again just as he scores, Sterlo? I like that one.
It'll be frozen in my memory for a while. It'll be frozen in Paul McGregor's memory for a while as well, because he made the mistake 2 sets of 6 ago that gave Queensland the football at this end of the ground.
Well, Adrian Lamb, the centre of quite a bit of controversy. To whom does he belong? He belongs to Queensland right now. Bartram misses. 14-6. Here's a break. New South Wales with the shallow restart, and Gilmeister comes galloping back.
How poor was that restart?
Larson. Yeah, knock on. Well, as you come back, Queensland on the second tackle have lost it. Gary Larson tackled and losing the football. Eddie Ward puts the scrum down 40 metres away from the Queensland line. And it's a penalty to New South Wales, a differential. The locked forward broke from the scrum before he was entitled. And this is Terry Hill now. Queensland leading 14 points to 6. David Fairley. 70 minutes almost gone. Johns, McGregor put away by Coyne. Hopewadi goes the blind, dangerously close to the sideline. Dummy half just gets there. Johns now for Fittler. Muir comes up. Muir is with it, and he loses it. Well, a mistake-ridden performance by the New South Wales side.
A lot of occasions, of course, you've got to take your hat off to the Queenslanders for forcing them into mistakes. And they forced them that time because there was such good cover defence coming across on the inside. Tony Hearn actually applauding his teammates, led by Terry Cook, for getting there at this stage of the game.
Teven having trouble getting his head into the scrum. So Davis is put away by the centre McGregor and the fullback Brasher. 8 points the difference. Queensland just 9 minutes away from wrapping up their first series victory since 1991. And that will enlarge their overall total of series victories to 8-6. Are they about to celebrate their 25th victory over New South Wales since the origin started in 1980? It certainly seems that way. Hearn in some pain.
Well, I don't think Tony Hearn will ever remember an intercept as well as the one that he took tonight, as Teven kicks the ball at the far side of the field. Brasher takes the ball on the first bounce. That really has been the change of the game. Andrew Johns would have scored from that movement for New South Wales, but Tony Hearn came up with the play. Now, looks like being part of a side that's going to win the 95 series for Queensland.
Well, he won't be there at the end, Tony Hearn. He's being carried off. Mark Hone coming back on for Queensland. Good job early part of the first half when he replaced Gavin Allen.
New South Wales then pressing it on towards the halfway line. Johns, inside pass for Muir. And Muir's 5 metres into Queensland's territory for Terry Hill to give it away. And Johns throws it long and hard through to Fittler. Sedaris is out in the centres. And Jason Smith. Good tackle by him. He's made 22 in the match now. Jason Smith. Kicked by Johns, hoping for the regather. But Bartram is there to pick it up. He plays it on the 40-metre line. And this is Terry Cook on the halfway.
Well, you can't blame Andrew Johns for that one. They need a miracle play. He tried to come up with it. Now Queensland, 45 metres out. Another opportunity to maybe put some more points on the board. They won't try to shut the game down just yet.
Teven. 7.5 minutes on the clock. Lamb and Gilmeister. And this is O'Davis. He's had an unblemished 2 origin matches, Robbie O'Davis. And he's lost no cast alongside his opposite number, Tim Brasher.
Precision work there from Adrian Lamb. They're the perfect tactics. They don't want the football in play. Kick it out there. The deft touch to get the ball over the top of John Hopewadi's head. Fine touch 5 metres out. 95 metres for New South Wales to travel to get back into this game. And remember, they have to score twice if they are to win it and save the series.
Well, it's not impossible. Queensland have shown that you can win from impossible positions sometimes, but not often. Brasher scooping it away for Hill. The Queensland defence persists. Almost to the 30-metre line. They're at the wrong end of the park. Long pass from Fittler, finding Johns, and then Florimo. Florimo fends away from one. Over the top came Larson. Put him away, and the ball comes loose. And it's a penalty.
Been head and shoulders, New South Wales best performer, Greg Florimo. Cleaned up well and truly by Larson. Quick restart from Andrew Johns. They've got to score in this set of 6.
Penalties have been kind to the Blues. Florimo looking for some attention as Fittler runs across. Links up with Terry Hill. But the New South Wales centres have been really well marked. Now, Fairley. 25 out. Sedaris inside for Muir. Outside for Sedaris. Quick hands away. Menzies is with it. Menzies is 12 metres out from the line. Can the Blues get it over the line? It's with their captain inside for Sedaris. He's going to make it. He does. Sedaris. A couple of mistakes in the game, but he grabs a try. 74 minutes gone. Now they're 4 behind.
Well, they've scored in that set of 6 to give themselves an opportunity. Tremendous work. David Fairley hitting the ball forward. Adam Muir featured prominently as well. And Brad Fittler, first receiver, straightening play up the ball back inside to Jim Sedaris. For some, well, not lazy defence, some tired defence on the inside.
So the kick is successful, and that brings it back to 2 points. 14-12 now, 75 gone. calling timeout. 4.5 minutes on the clock exactly. Queensland slowing it down.
And Queensland aren't just trying to let the clock tick away. That won't happen. Eddie Ward's taking time off.
Welcome back. 4.5 minutes left on the clock as Queensland, having delayed the restart, the clock was stopped by Eddie Ward and Captain Fittler. Looking and hoping. Maybe a little bit of praying as well. Fairley, he plays it inside their 40-metre line. Johns across from Ewer. Queensland working for the mistake. They need the football back to snuff out any hope for New South Wales. On the blind side, Pay and McGregor combine for Brasher. Brasher put away near the halfway line. 2 points the difference. As Sidaris works with Johns, promotes for Fittler over the halfway. The captain turns it in. Terry Hill, he gets it back. Was it touched? No, it wasn't. Florimo gives it. Then it goes across from Fairley. It's away from McGregor. McGregor sets his sights for the line, but he's pulled down. 5 gone, and the clock says 3.5. Now it's away for Johns. Johns runs and kicks. He kicks wide, and taking it out there is Matt Singh, and he does well. He does more than well. That was great. Back into the field of play. O'Davis, second tackle.
That play from Singh could just about have won the game. Andrew Johns kicked the football. It was taken in the field of play by Singh, but he got out. They had to keep him in the in-goal area and get the line drop out.
So the Queenslanders with Hone on the 20-metre line, and the seconds are ticking away. Inside 3, Gilmeister, he plays it back. Teven gets it on. Lamb puts the boot to it. Let's get out of here. Brasher is with it. Off his 30-metre line, he crosses 40. He's heading for the half. He makes it. Looks for a quick play, the ball. Coyne hangs on. New South Wales, they're tired. They are looking for a miracle. It's away from Sidaris onto Fittler. Fittler now uses Menzies. Menzies gets his pass away. It looked forward. Wishart, he's not held. He's over the 20-metre line. He gets it away. It's with Sidaris. He throws the pass. It's gone on for Fairley. Now for Florimo. Florimo, he thinks about passing. He is pulled down. 15 out from the line. There's only 2 minutes on the clock. Johns is with it. Basketball pass over for Fittler. Fittler slammed into the ground. Larson over the top.
Left side and play straight. There's chances.
Johns floats it back. Fittler looks for the gap. Menzies. He's over. Doesn't get it down. He's held up. He's held up.
They may have saved it, the Queenslanders.
But New South Wales get the feed here.
And with 1:28 left on the clock, they need a quick scrum feed. The ball back inside to Fittler. Menzies stepping through, tackles O'Davis there again, along with Terry Cook, keeping the ball up. Wayne Bartram, the third man in. And the clock has been stopped at 1:17. They've got 6 tackles this end of the field.
So, the drama of it all. They go across for Fittler, and Freddie, he gets a pass out. It's with Fairley. Fairley is 6 metres away from the line. The clock showing 60 seconds to go. Sidaris and Dean Pay. Pay is held. There's the line in front of him. New South Wales, can they pull it out? It's with Fittler. Now, there's the try. It's being rolled forward.
Oh, Eddie Ward. What a tough decision for him.
That then surely must be the ball game. This pass forward to Brasher.
Well, if he'd have thrown the second man pass to Adam Ewer, it was a try as well. Unbelievable. Tim Brasher cannot believe it. New South Wales cannot believe it. Phil Gould congratulates Paul Borton.
A big push in the scrum. They're looking for a scrum win, but Queensland get it. They're half back. Lamb, Coyne, one of the old heads on the Queensland side.
10 seconds. A couple to play the balls, and it's all over.
Brett Dallas, He gets away. They won't catch him. He's like grease lightning. Look at him go. He puts the icing on the Queensland cake.
Oh! They sunk the boot in. Look how fat he is. He's done the impossible. They couldn't win a game, let alone the series a few weeks ago.
It is all over. Queensland have won, and they've won the series. Paul Vautin has pulled off a coaching miracle, and Queensland, with Trevor Gillmeister, their captain, have won the series. First time since 1991. Absolutely incredible. Dallas scoring the try. Eddie Ward's looking for somebody to come and take the conversion. The celebrations have started, and Eddie Ward still wants to finish the ball game.
Well, not one of this crowd at the MCG has left the ground. They know they've seen a great game of footy. And what a finish. It looked like the Blues for all money on a couple of occasions. There's the conversion.
Well, the formalities are over. Chris Close is reduced to tears. Grown men cry when you talk Origin. And a very happy Paul Vautin. Look at him congratulating Jason Smith. What a gamble that paid off. There's the king. He's relishing some of his own magnificent memories. Has there been, Gary Belcher, anything more gutsy in the Queensland list of victories that now total 25?
Well, New South Wales have never looked so much better on paper and lost 2 games of football and the series. Queenslanders underdogs by a long way, both games. The scoreboard 20 points to 12 in favour of the Maroons. Done their state proud. And their coach. You won't hear the end of this one. Rabs.